Is Matthew Stafford a top 5 quarterback once again? That's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Let's get into it. And here we are, guys, back on the Rams wire. So we are halfway through the week and we have a couple more days until our next Rams game against the 49ers. And I do want to mention, I just made a breakdown, preview, and predictions video for that video, or for the Rams versus 49ers game. I'm going to spoil it here. I said that the Rams are going to win 27-24. If you guys want to see why I think that, you guys can watch that. It's the last video on my channel. But either way, in this video, we're going to be discussing whether or not Matthew Stafford is a top 5 quarterback, my reasonings for why, and then also we're going to be talking about an article from Rams Wire right here as well. So Matthew Stafford was PFF's second highest graded QB in week 1. Now, just because we have one set of data points that says Matthew Stafford is the number 2 quarterback does not mean that he is automatically the second quarterback. If that were the case, Patrick Mahomes is somewhere 15th or even 15th to 20. And that does not mean that Patrick Mahomes is not the best quarterback in the league. However, I do want to kind of make the case that Matthew Stafford is a top 5 quarterback at the moment, just with that week 1 performance. And then the fact that, he is healthy again and just what he did with the wide receivers. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. Okay, so there was no lack of questions about Matthew Stafford this offseason, from his health to his ability to keep playing at a high level at the age of 35. He is old, but we've seen Tom Brady do it well into his 40s, so just wanted to mention that. But in week 1 against the Seahawks, the Rams veteran quarterback silenced a lot of his doubters with an absolutely fantastic performance. Stafford completed 24 of his 38 passes for 334 yards, and although he did not have a touchdown, he also didn't come close to turning it over. He had a lot of plays, guys, where this could have been a big sack that would have set them back huge, or he could have tried to force something. But the times that he did force throws, they were all perfectly placed, like that one to Puka Nacua on 3rd down late in the 4th quarter. So he just very much protected the ball while also slinging it. And he had those numbers despite his receivers dropping 3 passes, including a deep shot to Van Jefferson that hit him in both hands with no defender in sneezing distance. Yeah, Van Jefferson most likely would have scored that, which kind of sucks. It easily could have been a 375-yard day for Stafford, but regardless, he put on a show with some very Stafford-like throws throughout the game. Pro Football Focus loved the way he played, grading him very highly in week 1. PFF gave him an overall grade of 91.1. So this shows that you can get graded highly even if you don't score touchdowns. So they don't really rank it like how you played off of just getting touchdowns, because week to week it could just vary. And you could play a great game and throw no touchdowns just like Stafford just did. Only Tua Tagovailoa had a higher grade, but just barely, with 91 or 92.1. The next closest grade behind Stafford was Trevor Lawrence at 86.3, so there's a wide gap. And yeah, these were the highest graded players. I actually posted this to my Instagram. Shout out to my Instagram. But yeah, Stafford will be tested in a much bigger way this coming weekend when the Rams face the 49ers, a defense that held the Steelers to just 7 points in week 1. I don't really think that's that big of a feat, and I think people are kind of feeding into the 49ers being this great team a lot more than they should be, considering Kenny Pickett played terribly and Najee Harris played terribly. Their offensive line was abysmal. Pretty much, it could be said for both sides of the ball that, yeah, the 49ers played great, and yeah, the Steelers played terrible. So it doesn't help that he won't have Cooper Kupp on the field. If the Rams had Cooper Kupp, I would be betting a lot more money on this game against the 49ers, but they don't. But with him with Puka Nacua and Tutu Atwell, they were up to the task last week with 119-yard performances each. So something else I want to kind of mention here is just taking a look at the stats. Tua Tagovailoa obviously had 466 yards, which is like huge. He had 45 attempts and completed about 28 passes, an average 10 yards per pass, which was, it was great. He did have an interception, but his touchdowns kind of outweighed what Matthew Stafford did. Tua didn't get sacked, so yeah, he is like one of the top guys. He definitely moved from like the top 12 for me up to the top 7, but I think Matthew Stafford moved into that top 5 echelon with this game, with just like no turnover worthy plays. Like you couldn't have played a more perfect game as a quarterback. And personally, I think that the rankings go like this. I think it's going to be Patrick Mahomes. Then I think it's going to be Jalen Hurts, although he did fumble a pretty egregious fumble in this last game. But I'm still going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I think it's going to be Josh Allen, even though he had that really terrible performance. I still have to give him the benefit of the doubt as well. And then I think Matthew Stafford is right up there with Jared Goff as well. So personally, I think that he is a top 5 quarterback. Will he continue to prove that? We'll see from here on out. But the thing about Matthew Stafford is he has that Super Bowl just over a year ago, and he had that 41 touchdown season. So that's kind of where I'm getting this top 5 ranking from, is that he has been a top 5 quarterback before, and I think this is him returning to his top 5 status. Now, I'm going to be early because I'm biased, but I think Matthew Stafford is definitely returning to that top 5, top 6, top 7 status as a quarterback. So we'll see next week. If he does it against 49ers, I think you'll all be agreeing with me, but I think a lot of you guys are going to be in the comment section of this video absolutely roasting me. So I'll be back on Sunday after this game to either succeed or submit to your point, or I'll be there to brag to you that I was right. So we'll see what happens. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about this take. I know you're not going to like it, the majority of you. So let me know how you feel in the comments, and I will get back to you after that game on Sunday. But other than that, make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.